Good morning, class 9. Let us continue the same topic, the same chapter, that is chapter number 9, Economic Importance of Bacteria and Fungi, where we were learning about the bacteria. After learning about the bacteria, we had started the useful uses of the bacteria in the field of medicine. This topic we were discussing in the previous video. Now today, again some topics are left under this topic that we are going to complete by today. Now see, we have so far under this topic completed antibiotics, followed by serum. Now comes the vaccine. Vaccines are actually the preparation made from the weakened, killed or live bacteria or microorganisms, which are mainly used to develop immunity in our body. So in a very small amount, these vaccines are injected into the human body. The human body responds to it and produces a large number of antibodies, which further helps to fight against the disease. So that is why we can define vaccination by saying that it is the introduction of weakened, killed or live bacteria, weakened, killed or live germs into the body to develop immunity against the diseases. So this is how you can define vaccination. As I told you that the vaccine mainly consists of live microorganism or weakened, killed microorganism. It can be killed or live microorganism in a very small quantity it is injected. So particularly in case of TB vaccine, which is used for treating typhoid. Okay, here we use weakened, killed bacteria, and in case of tuberculosis, we use live bacteria in a very small amount. Okay, BCG in the form of BCG. BCG is a vaccine which is used to treat tuberculosis. Okay, here in BCG, live bacteria are present. So this is about the vaccination. Okay, now next comes the term like antitoxins. You may come across in the book. Antitoxins are actually, these are the chemical substances released by the antibody. Okay, to neutralize the toxic substance released by disease-causing microorganism. And then toxoids are actually the inactivated toxin which are produced by the microorganism, which is again injected into the body to develop immunity against the diseases such as diphtheria. Okay, so this is there. Then comes next, industrial uses. In industry, in how many different ways the bacteria can be used? In curd industry, best example lactobacillus, okay, are usually used to convert milk into curd. That is also there. You can include this point. And one more, adds flavor. Flavor to tea. For adding flavor to tea, the bacteria to some extent allow to decompose the tea leaves so that a kind of flavor, okay, we get while drinking the tea. So adding flavor to the tea, bacteria are used. And then again next comes in leather tanning industry, the skin or the hide of the animal, okay, they are dried in the sunlight so that on the soft parts of the skin, that is mostly the meat, the bacteria acts on it and decomposes it, and again only the hard part is left behind, which is used in the leather industry to prepare various types of goods such as shoes, belt, like that. So this is how so far we have learned here, like how bacteria is medicinally helpful to us, useful to us, and then after that we learn about industrial use of bacteria. In the industry, bacteria are used to add the flavor to the tea. In the industry, bacteria are used for tanning the skin or the hide of the animal for preparing leather goods. Now after that we will discuss about role of the bacteria in agriculture. Bacteria plays very, very vital role in the agriculture. So because there are some symbiotic bacteria, there are some free living bacteria which are responsible for fixing the nitrogen into the soil. You might have learned in junior classes the nitrogen present in the atmosphere is about 75 to 72%. It is available in abundance. But nitrogen is so stable compound that it cannot be utilized directly by the plants. Okay, like carbon dioxide. The nitrogen present in the atmosphere has to be fixed in the soil. And it should be converted into the compounds like nitrate and nitrite. Only in this form the plants can absorb the nitrogen. It cannot absorb the nitrogen in the form of N2 like that. So the N2 molecule, nitrogen molecule which is present in the atmosphere has to be converted into nitrate, NiTrate, T, that is NO3 minus. Only in the form of NO3 minus the plants can utilize or absorb. Okay. Now what happens is that the nitrogen from the atmosphere comes to the soil mainly by the process of lightning, thundering. During lightning and thundering, nitrogen gas gets converted into ammonia or nitric acid. It is in this form brought by the rain to the soil. Okay. Then after that the activity of bacteria starts. First let us discuss about the bacteria called rhizobium. The rhizobium is a symbiotic bacteria which are usually present in the root nodules of leguminous plant. Leguminous plant means the plant like pea, gram, the root possess root nodules. Inside these root nodules, these rhizobium bacteria are present. These rhizobium bacteria converts the atmospheric nitrogen into nitrates and make the nitrogen available to the plants. And then the plant provides food and energy to the bacteria which is present in the root nodules. So this is how in symbiotic association where both the individuals get mutually benefited. They live together. Okay. So this is one way by which nitrogen get available to the plants. Now after that there are some free living bacteria also like Azotobacter, Clostridium. They directly fix the atmospheric nitrogen. Okay, atmospheric nitrogen and again enriches the soil with nitrogen. Then after that there are the process like nitrification, denitrification. The terms are given here in the book. This term we will be discussing in the next video. Thank you, students.